We're in one of my favourite places in Australia. Yep, Backhills of Coffs Harbour. You know why? Because 30 million years ago, this place was a geological nightmare. Mount Warning, just up the road, huge volcano, and it had vents all the way up and down the coast. And for that reason, this particular area is the only place in Australia where the Great Dividing Range touches the ocean. Now, you know what that means? All that geological eruption so long ago? It means that this place has got some of the ultimate tracks anywhere to really test a vehicle out. Come on, let's go and see what we can find this time. Coffs Harbour is well known for having some seriously hardcore four-wheel driving. In fact, this region has become known as the capital of four-wheel driving on the East Coast. Joining me on this adventure is Jamie Hazelden from JTS. Jamie is our electronics and camping expert. He knows everything there is to know about 12 volt and the four-wheel drive industry, and he's handy behind the wheel too. This time he's driving his trusty LandRover Defender Ute, and believe me, Jamie's not afraid to put it through its paces. Also joining us is Glenn Has-Been-Hadden from Roothy Systems, and he's our four-wheel drive powerhouse. Glenn knows everything there is to know when it comes to four-wheel drive mechanics, and everything else four-wheel drive for that matter. This time Glenn's driving his Nissan GU Patrol, and with the Roothy Systems chip and exhaust, boy, has that thing got some power. Hey Glenno, how do you reckon the Patrol's going to go up here, mate?
Well, mate, compared to the 80 I had here last time, it was a massive torque machine. Patrol being a 3 litre, but she's all been rooted up. You know, it's got the 35, double diff locks, she's an auto.
Yeah, the auto might help. Have you lowered the diff ratios at all?
Yeah, we've gone from 4.8s to 4.6s. She's a bit of an animal, actually. She's got to get used to this turning circle, like 15-point turns.
I suppose you'll have that hassle too, hey Jamie?
Yeah, well, I've definitely got no turning circle in this old truck.
Well, you can certainly see why they got to bend all the bananas around here, because you wouldn't get straight ones through these tracks.
Ain't that the truth? Well, we're going to have a ball down here though.
We're starting our journey in southern Coffs to tackle the toughest of what is known as the Three Bears, and then we're going to tackle the valleys of Woolgoogla and finally take on Broken Trail. Not far into the Backhills of Coffs, and we're coming up on our opening challenge, one of the Three Bear tracks. Oh boy, I hope there's a small bowl of porridge at the end of this one. Righto guys, this is it, the track on the right here. I don't know what to expect up here, haven't been here for a while. I reckon it's going to be a fair bit of loose stuff, and I don't think anyone's been here for a little while either, judging by the leaves.
Let's go have some fun.
And I'm straight from my rear locker.
I'm lifting wheels just getting into the track.
This so-called bear isn't friendly at all, and it looks like we're straight into it. Hey guys, do you want to hang in here and I'll give you a yell from the top and let you know what it's like, I hope?
Yeah, copy that, mate. Good luck.
Wow. It's fairly soft and it's fairly straight, and I've gone for the front locker straight away.
Looks like you're disappearing into the wilderness, mate.
Oh mate. This is getting a little evil here. Wow, I think I just bottomed out on the left-hand track. There's a big lump. I'll give it another couple of goes. If that doesn't work, I might have to try that angle on the right. Big ditches, big lumps, and Milo's bottomed out. But I'm down to 20 PSI and the Coopers are hanging in there. The suspension moves all over the place, and at the end of the day with Milo, it's just a question of picking the right track and flicking the pedal at the right moment.
Oh, good drive, John. Gee, that looked good. Suspension was all crossed up and everything.
I think I kind of knocked her into shape a bit there, that bump. Sometimes it takes a couple of goes to get it right, and this is one of them.
Okay, I've got the rear locker in. I'm going to try and do it just with the rear locker. Oh, here we go. Now I'm going to flick it on here. The front one's on too now. This is quite... Oh yeah, not a problem. 35s. Front locker off again. You can see where John has hit his pumpkins. Got coil springs, 35-inch tyres. All the difference. G'day, Roothy.
Hello, Glenno.
Mate, I'm just saying, mate.
You just drove straight up, didn't you?
Feel pretty bad, mate.
You just did it really easy.
Jamie and I, we're on 35s, mate.
I know, you guys are doing it easy.
Does well, mate.
It does well, mate. Good on you. There you go, 2 inches of tyre makes all the difference. Come on, Jamie, you should be able to do this easy after Glenno's effort. And fair enough too, the LandRover takes the right line first time round and only gets halfway up. So he's got to roll back, punch it a bit harder and try something different. This time around, he's away. It's going beautiful. Looks like the first hit's been scored by the LandRover. Let's see how the rest of us go, eh?
Go the Landy.
Oh, nicely done, Jamie. Might have lost a mudguard, but what a clean drive. It wasn't until Jamie reached the top that we pointed out he might be missing something. Honestly, sometimes it's just too easy to poke fun at him.
What happened?
Bit of a LandRover thing, really, you know, like whenever it gets stuck, it starts shedding a few panels, and that gives him the traction to move that little bit further. If we can find enough tracks, Jamie will be sitting on a fruit box. Hey, wasn't that last section a bit of fun?
Yeah, I gotta say, I thoroughly enjoyed that.
Ever heard of karma? Well, I have, and it's come home to bite me. Maybe I should have been a bit more sympathetic with Jamie and his broken mudguard.
Either back it off a touch or do it up a touch.
This is a tie rod end, and I had this brand new one in the toolkit because Milo has a bit of a habit when it's flogging away on those big ruts of punching out the odd tie rod, and that's exactly what it's done. But this is really unusual because this is the castle nut that goes on the end of the tie rod here. Unfortunately, the spare tie rod is the left-hand thread one for the other side, but the nut is the same. So we've taken the new nut off, put it on the old thread, and it's got just enough to get through. I think, Glenno, do you want to give it a twitch on the steering wheel? Oh, she's not too bad. I think it'll get us out of here, mate. Yep, well, after all these years, I know just about everything there is to know about Milo. It's one of the good things about doing your own work, knowing your truck. That makes it easy to be prepared for the odd job in the bush. And, well, it's a good thing, especially when the next bit of track looks like this. Hey, man, looks like we've got a bit of a drop off the edge of the earth here.
We'll get to the top point and watch it slide in, eh?
I think that's how it's gonna be. It's looking pretty steep.
Oh man, she just goes straight down. The good part of it is that it's banked on both sides, so when you do fall over, you'll still keep going. There we go. That's the noise of the rear locker coming on, but there's an awful lot of really soft leaf mulch. Big dive there. I'm steering over a bit to try and grab some rocks. The biggest trick here is to not go sideways. There's enough width just here in this particular spot that I could go sideways. Guys, I'm just stopped before the creek. It's pretty wild looking on the other side too. Keep your wits about you, gentlemen. Glenn and Jamie are going to wait until I've got out of here, because if they come up behind there'll be no room and there's a fair chance they'll slide straight down the hill, punch me out of here like a pinball. Oh, I've just bottomed out in the creek. There's a horrible big rock right in the middle of it, guys.
Yeah, cool, mate. If you need our assistance, yell out.
Alright, I've got over the first one. Just be very, very wary of it. There we go. Come on, Milo. I'm taking it nice and easy. I've got the tyres down to 12. And that's working really quite well. She's just working her way up. You can feel it. It sort of clears out some of the wet leaves and a bit of the clay. Finds a little bit of traction and moves forward. Lovely sensation. Moving forward, that is. It's always a good thing. Oops. Oh, I think I spoke too soon. Looks like I'm stuck. Guys, I'm sort of wedged between a stump and a hard place here. There's a tree right in front of me.
Just got to park it up and come on up.
Actually, you guys stay there because I am wedged. So I can set this up myself just as quick. I've got everything I need here. When you do something like this on your own, the really vital thing is to play it safe. Safe as. Because the last thing you need to do is have something go wrong in a place like this when you're on your own. Step one is to make sure the truck won't move. The truck is wedged, well and truly there. But even so, even though it's wedged, I've got what I call a handbrake on. Never rely on your handbrake in the bush. and I've left it in low range 4-wheel drive switched off with the diff locks on. Now, when you're handling a winch rope in a situation like this, the big trick is to make sure you don't get it wrapped around anything. Say it's lying on the ground like that and you plonk your foot in the middle of it and the truck moves. It's just going to rip your leg off, okay? That's the kind of thing you have to think about. It's like trebling your consciousness. So you can see I'm chucking the rope to one side so it's well out of my way. Always use a tree trunk protector. 2 good reasons for that. First of all, this tree is part of Australia too. You don't want to wreck it by ring barking it. And second, the hook is going to be pulling against the rope or the cable on a really awkward angle. Look, everything you do to make winching safe when you're with all your mates, when you're on your own, you want to double up, really make sure. Let's feed Milo a little bit of juice. Come on, baby. This is where I like to duck because we're under a lot of strain. Oh wow, the Avenger's really earning its pay today, I tell you. Wow, that was actually tougher than I thought. And of course, the last thing you want to be doing here is driving over your own winch rope. Well, the Avenger did its job, and I'm out. Okay, Glenno, bring her through, mate.
Okay, rear locker's on. Let's get some articulation happening.
Gee, that's slippery, Glenn. That's very slippery.
Yeah, that's a fun bit.
Looks like you're just sliding it down.
Yeah, the slippery bit's coming up now, Jamie. Yeah, it's 4-wheel sliding. Is that the track?
Yep, has been, that's the track. Bring the big patrol up.
Holy dooly.
Bigger tyres, Milo doing a bit of clearing in front of him, and Glenno's just coming straight through.
Let's see what we can do here. Come on, patrol. Do your thing.
That GU's got some power too. Look at that, right when you need it. Coming from the glass house, Jamie's used to these sort of slopes. He handles it beautifully. Too good, mate. But now you're in the creek. Bring her on up. Yep, the LandRover's got a turning circle just like the Queen Mary. Come on, mate. Well, I cleared it, Glenn cleared it, it's up to Jamie, and the LandRover walks it up.
Woohoo! Love that stuff.
He goes straight through where I got stuck and ploughs on up to the top. Beautiful job, mate.
Crikey, this is another steep one, isn't it?
Man, isn't it what?
Oh, I tell you what though, the lights really make it. This is unreal up here.
Yeah, that blows me away, this does. It's unreal, that's for sure.
I don't know about you, but I love night driving. It's just more exciting.
Hang on, guys, I'm a bit held up here. Yeah, all good this end.
The whole problem at night is that you lose perspective, and in country like this, you've got to be careful. I was heading up a rock ledge. I'll give it one more hit. I might have to winch over this bit. Yeah, I'm stuck on something. All the rules for single recovery need to be doubled up when you're doing it at night time, even with your mates. This is when mistakes are made, which is why it's necessary to check everything at least 3 times and get it right. Well, one more try. I'm thinking probably just over the top of this. We got that little bit, and we're back on the road. So
I've heard that story before.
yeah, I know, mate. I know. Well, it is night time. We'll be right. We can see what we're doing. With Glenn and Jamie learning from my mistake, they take a slightly different line and they make it up without any drama. Pretty soon, we're back on a really tame track and not far from camp. Oh, what a fantastic day. Can't wait for tomorrow though. Bright and early and we're on the road, heading towards Prior's Trail in the Boambi State Forest.
Don't know about you guys, but I've noticed a lot of the trees are snapped off through here. It's a real mess.
Yeah, I heard there was a mini cyclone came through here. Man, it must have been powerful, eh?
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible, isn't it?
I'll tell you what, it just shows, doesn't it, you know, we're nothing compared to Mother Nature. Get a load of the strength, the power it must have taken to go through here. It's like someone went through with a bulldozer. Sometimes I think that's what the greenies miss out on, you know, like if they got out here and had a look, they'd realise that at the end of the day, man is a pimple on the mother's bum, fair dinkum, no big deal at all. When I'm travelling around the bush, I love playing detective. You know, check out the clues, put together some sort of a scenario, work out how long things have been like they are, especially when it's something like a bridge and it needs to hold a couple of tonnes of four-wheel drive. This reminds me of a bunch of bridges I've seen down in Tasmania on their forestry tracks. The difference is that this one appears to be reasonably solid. Now, some of those bridges down in Tassie, we were pulling convict nails out of them, but this thing has got square, whoops, it's going to be pretty slippery, square hewn timber. And that means that it's at least in the span of a big sawmill. So in this area, you know, you can pretty much guess that this bridge at most is going to be 40 or 50, 60 years old. And it gets really interesting over here because as you can see, there's a few of the original planks missing completely. Someone's chucked a few trees over. That's not too bad. Although, trick for new players here, sometimes you can look at it and go, oh yeah, well someone must have been here because there's planks, so I'll drive across it. And you might be driving across it in your 2-tonne four-wheel drive. The guy who chucked the logs over here could have been in a 500 kilogram quad. These logs are a bit loose. See the old square nails? And then there's the older style of hand-hewn round nail over here, and then there's a couple of coach bolts, so they're a later generation again. This is all right, it's soft and horrible, but there's traction around it. That looks like an issue. What's happening there, Glenn?
Right off the edge, it's slippery and
straight down.
And that's like that all the way.
I really don't want to drive through the middle of that either because it won't be a drive, it'll be a couple of days worth of winching. What about you, Jamie? What's that side like?
Yeah, this is the one we'd give it a go.
You reckon?
Probably. There.
So do you reckon there's a chance of maybe keeping the wheels on those two high bits where your legs are?
That's what I would.
That's what we're aiming for?
Yeah, give it a go that way.
Off I go, and I'm hoping I'm right about this bridge, I tell you. I can feel it moving underneath me. Oh, that doesn't feel very good. This kind of situation, it's really tempting just to hit it from a distance and floor it, but that's not going to happen. Oh, wow. That's just creaking away there. I think Milo's pretty much across. A little bit more. Oh, okay. Just rolled a few logs there. Ah, phew, made it across the bridge. Just got to get through the bog hole. Okay, I'm going to punch this now. Just put the back locker on. And the front locker. The whole idea here is to hit those high ridges. If there's enough traction, I can do that, not slip in. Hang on, guys, here we go. Whoa! Oh, that worked out a whole lot better than I thought, guys, but she's awfully slippery slidey from side to side there. Listen, really watch the bridge, guys. It's absolutely horrible. If you don't pick those logs, you're going to roll a plank for sure. With that advice on board, Glenn straight into it. His GU is even heavier than Milo, and he knows it too. Glenno's keeping a close eye for any potential failures, I can tell you. But he's not hanging around for too long either by the look of things. On to the bog hole, and Glenn tries to straddle the ruts, but he falls in because I've made this section all wet and slippery.
That wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I see what you mean by that bridge.
Jamie takes it a bit easier. His truck's heavier again. Ooh, I'm feeling for him. I'll get out of your road, you're moving sideways. Look at that. Oh, good on you, mate. Beautifully driven. They pick the line, plug it through. Look at that. Might as well be a Ferguson tractor, that LandRover. Good on you, mate. That bridge is a freak out, isn't it?
Yeah, creaky, like you said.
Anyway, I wonder what else we'll find up around here.
No doubt some poor driving.
Go and have a look-see.
Well, no big surprise, judging by the storm damage as we came in here, that Mother Nature had a couple of biggies in store for us too. And here they are. Hang on, guys. I think we've got a bit of an issue up here. There's a tree across the road. And it's not your normal sort of tree by the look of it. Great big long white gum. It must be about, wow, there's an awful lot of gum tree here, 60 metres of it.
A monster.
Take your time when you've got a situation like this. A big long tree like this can flick anywhere. You don't even really know what's holding it up. So have a good look from a bit of a distance and then move in slowly. That's what we're going to do. We'll see whether it's worth cutting it out or whether we should go back and find another track. This is going to be quite an interesting exercise actually, because look how long it is. It goes all the way out there. What I'm thinking is we should slice it back down there where it's reasonably safe and see what happens, and then chop it off in logs. All right, well, let's get the chainsaw prepared and step up to the plate. Seeing as we're well prepared and we've done this sort of thing quite a few times before, we've decided it's pretty safe to clear this tree, get it off the track, and that way it won't be a problem for us and it won't be a danger to anyone else using this track. The biggest trap to anyone using a chainsaw in this sort of a condition is that the weight of the tree can flick the blade, so you really need to think about where you're cutting and how it's going to work. And just take it easy and cut the right way, we should be right. Oh, well done, Jamie. When I started my career as a bridge carpenter, this is pretty much what we did, shifted logs into position to build bridges out of them. There's a certain common sense involved in moving things like this around. You've got to believe that they'll slide on something, that they'll roll one way if you give them a little bit of assistance. Finally, the track is clear and we can get on our way. But it's taken quite a bit of time out of the day, and according to the VMS, we've got one more climb before we make it to our camp for the night. Oh man, we didn't know this. This climb's going to be a real beauty. Look at old Milo go. This is the advantage of soft suspension. It lets the wheels hug as much of the track as they can. Even when you do have to flick them up in the air a bit. Okay, backwards, right hand down. Oh, well, winching.
Okay, John, I'm going to try and come up, mate, and come to your assistance.
Pretty soon I'm hung up and Glenno's got to do something about it for me. He comes through really well though. The GU is really proving itself on those big tyres. Jamie, of course, well, he's always got to take a different line and it nearly always works.
Love this stuff.
Yee-hoo! Hello, lads.
Hello.
You're wondering what's holding you up?
Yeah.
I can go no further, that's what's going on. That tree up there, I reckon, that big fella.
On the left?
Yeah, that'd be what, 30 metres? Whoa!
I reckon we'll do it.
It'll be
If not,
tight.
we'll,
You jump in the car, I'll get that, mate.
Oh, mate, you're too good. How are we looking, Glenn? We're down to the last.
Spot on.
Beautiful. I've got just enough winch rope here, leaving a whole layer on the drum. That's perfect. I reckon we'll get out of here with one pull. Coming in! Biggest hassle you can have in a climb like this is when you grab a bit of traction and run over your winch rope. so I'm real careful to know where that winch rope is, and I'd rather stop than get a little bit further up and wreck the rope. The Avenger sure is getting a workout on this trip, but it does it again and I'm out of the road. Now for the next section, but this looks like an excavator has had a go at the track. There's so much of it missing. When you guys start saying, do you want to have a look, it must be horrible. All right, eh? So you sort of...
You got two options, I believe. It's one, come up through here, or
that would be lovely.
drive up that way and just drive the high side of the ruts.
Yeah. Okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the truck does. 9 times out of the 10, Milo sort of sorts itself out and does it on its own.
So before...
It's a bit scary, but it does.
Milo's the dictator.
All I've got to do now is try and remember that line we chose and hope Milo follows it. I'll tell you what, it's really good having good blokes along. Blokes you can rely on. You need it in situations like this. Go the Glenno! I can't tell you how good that felt. Fair income. Come on, Glenno. It's your go, mate. There's real potential of falling over on this bit, so wheel placement is critical. One little slip and he's away. Well done, mate. Beautiful drive.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Jamie hugs the bank and off he goes. Beautiful wheel placement again. Ah, these guys are a dream to take out in the bush. They do things so well.
Gotta love it.
Might be a cruddy old LandRover, but gee, it does well. With a whole lot of team effort and a fair bit of luck, we've made it past our last challenge for the day and we get to camp right on sundown. Oh, it's a terrific feeling to work so hard all day, but then get to a really pretty place to chuck the swag out. Wake you up for dinner? Fat chance, mate. Fat chance. I can't get too comfy myself. Oh, not just yet though. It's my turn to cook again. Always seems to happen. But we've got a bunch of hungry blokes to feed. That's okay though, because I've got an old-fashioned treat for the boys up my sleeve. I've had a recipe sent in for our Engel cooking competition that I remember from when I was a kid. So I've picked Anita Gustafson's recipe for apple dessert jaffles. Righto, this is going to be great. It's funny, you know. I remember this one from when I was a kid, because the thing about fruitcake is that unlike bread, fruitcake will last for a week or more, as long as you keep the air away from it. So in the days before fridges, when the guys used to hit the fences at our place, which would be a 4-day ride on horses most of the time, or 5 if you took the LandRover, just depended how slow you wanted to go, fruitcake was one of your staple bits of dietary equipment. And so they'd use fruitcake along with a cup of black tea in the morning, you know, nice little kick, and fruitcake dessert at night. And that's where this recipe comes from originally. It's a good old Aussie fruitcake. Now, we live in this day of fridges, which means we can up the odds a bit. And as well as the fruitcake rattling around in the back of Milo, I've got some margarine and I've got some custard, and that's really going to make it. We kick off with our fruitcake, of course, and with a jaffle iron, it really helps if you oil it up a little bit. So we take our fruit loaf, put it into the jaffle iron, fairly easy. My fruit loaf's falling to bits, but that's kind of to be expected with fruit loaf. It doesn't matter. If you haven't got a jaffle iron, duck down to your local camping store and get one. They don't cost much. Double jaffle iron like this, well, it really helps if you're a big fella like me. There's not much point making one. By crikey, you can do things with a jaffle iron like you wouldn't believe. A jaffle iron is, at the end of the day, the bushman's pie maker. Push it in nice and firm. Apples. Beautiful. And just spread a few apples there. A few more apples. I'm loaded up with apple here. All I need is a bit of cinnamon. Oh, you're the man. Thanks, Jamie. You'd be amazed the things you can do with cinnamon. There we go. Fairly heavy old dose. And here comes the tricky bit. Bango. All we got to do now, lob this in the fire. The boys will have their dessert in no time at all. Just get the custard ready because I'll tell you something, when you're cooking for Jamie and Glenn, you want to make the food good, tasty, quick and lots of it. Back in a minute. Wait till you taste these, they're pretty good. You'll probably want more than one, I'd say. Oh, here we go. Whoa! Beautiful. Hey guys.
I'm coming.
Come on in.
How'd it go, John?
Hey, I'll tell you what,
Work 'em out.
apart from a minor dingle here, caused by my jaffle line being a bit on the loose side, look at that. How good's that, eh?
Good stuff. Yeah, mate.
But this took me back to my childhood, this recipe. Give it a go.
How many more did you do?
I'm about to make another couple, but they're for me. How is it? Good one?
Beautiful.
There you go. See how simple that is? Couple of choice ingredients, absolutely magic dessert. The sort of thing the kids can knock up and the big kids can really enjoy. I'm glad we didn't put any rum in it. We've got a lot of driving to do tomorrow.
Nice.
Another morning with blue skies and sunshine. How good is Australia, eh? It's such a tranquil moment as we drive out towards Moonee to reach a track that's got a bit of a reputation. Oh well, could be the calm before the storm, and we want to see what all the fuss is about. We're about to put an end to any tranquility, I know that. Get a load of this. This is Broken Trail, just in from Moonee. And it's particularly nasty at the moment. It's been raining, no one's been here for a while. But this is why you need decent rubber, because obviously the first thing we're going to have to do is drop our pressures. I'm going to go down to about probably 18 psi to get up here, and all these logs, they're not going to help things either. That's why you need your tyres set just about right, and you need a good tyre with a strong sidewall to deal with the can opener effect that these logs can have. Wow, this is going to be a bit tricky. Glenno, what do you reckon? What do you set the STTs to?
I'll be going to 18.
18, yeah.
Yeah.
It's that sort of a hill, isn't it?
Gnarly.
Oh, well, this will be interesting, guys. Wet leaves, wet clay, wet logs.
Winch cables.
Winch cables ready. Let's go get the recovery gear out.
I think so, mate.
My plan here is to try and ride the high side on the left-hand side. Now, no one else has done that, by the look of it, probably for good reason. But really, that's the best option to try and drive it out of the three options I can see. But you know, when you do that, you've always got to be aware that one end or the other of the truck will slip into a rut, and all of a sudden you're going to turn over. It can be a drama, but Milo hangs in beautifully. The rut stays where it should, and the truck stays upright. Yo-ho! Oh, I don't know about you. That was tight.
Bit of anxiety on that one, eh? How good was that?
A little bit of hang in, I can tell you. Thanks for that, mate.
Mate, I thought you'd start slipping a little bit, but nothing.
Nothing?
That gripped on perfect.
Wow. I'll tell you what, this next bit, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Didn't get very far. I'm going to need a whole lot of momentum to punch on up through this section.
Might have to give her a bit more, eh, John?
Try and get as far as I can before we've got to start winching. Come on, Milo, you can do it. Oops, too much sideways. I think we'll just stop there. That's it, guys.
Well, that was well done anyway to get that far.
That was exciting. I think we're winching though.
So what do you want here, John?
Winch extension strap pulley. We want a double back, tree trunk protector, 2 shackles, and go from as far up as we can, guys, because if I can't drive that bit, I won't be driving the rest. Just let me know if I can be of any assistance.
Yeah.
Except I can't move, so it'll have to be like moral assistance.
That'll do.
Or encouragement, perhaps.
Your rope don't look great.
I suppose a bloke could hop out and do a few exercises about now. Or not. Hey, Glenno, any chance of ducking around for a pizza while I'm here? Right, now for a real workout on the winch. It's not just the weight of Milo, it's the fact that it's grabbing the odd bit of traction, the fact that the diffs are bogging out.
Well, that worked.
There's so many things going on here, plus a whole steep slope. The winch is wearing it all. Got it doubled up and it's still flicking around. Beautiful. There goes the log. Bank is rather close here. If anyone wants to make a withdrawal, we're right on it.
That's pretty much the end of the winching, mate.
So, just going to see if we can launch forward and do something with this. Don't like the chances. There we go. Come on, Milo, you can do it, old girl. Let's take the bank, see if there's some traction up there. Oh, yes. Found some somewhere, I don't know where. This truck is amazing. Oh! Things happen real fast when you're in a situation like this. I think that's my tailgate. Oh, well. Driven approximately 2.5 metres. Wow, 2.5 metres. It's almost a new record.
Should be pretty right there.
This is getting a bit depressing now, but at least Broken Trail hasn't actually broken anything yet. You may wonder why I haven't give up on climbing this track. Well, I'm halfway up now. It'd be even harder to try and get back down and impossible to turn around.
Are you right? You right in there?
Oh, I'm fine in here. Actually, stay there, Jamie. I think we should get a photo of this. This looks rather funny.
I'll just sit here.
Hang on, mate. Just stay there. To add insult to injury, it starts raining. Just what you want on a slippery track. Ah, well, we've got to try and get up here before the weather really takes a turn for the worse. So after a little cosmetic surgery, thanks, Jamie, I'm ready to hit it again. How are we looking, mate? Might drive this, eh?
I reckon you should.
We'll give it a try. Thanks, Jamie. You clear? Clear! Whoa! Yes! Ah, yes! Walk in the park! Thanks, Glenno! Ah, get a load of that. Milo really comes through sometimes. Look at the way she's travelling up here. I don't know how she managed to find traction. I'm pretty impressed. Guys, I thought I might settle in for a cup of tea. You blokes don't want to come up this way, do you? I was wrong. Glenno was already in the saddle and pointing up the hill. Can't miss a challenge, this guy. I think he just wanted to get his own back for all that winching he had to do. Oh boy, is this slippery. Glenno's not the sort of bloke to give up that easily, so he's going to have another go. If he can make it past here, then his 35s might just carry him through the big ruts up front. But Glenn's about to have the rug pulled out from underneath him. Oh, has been!
How you going, mate? I can touch the ground here.
Looking good, brother. Looking good.
See how close you were?
You reckon I'll be able to drive from here?
Only on 2 wheels though.
Hello, mate.
How you going? Just looking for a bit of gold. A little bit of gold. Bit of gold panning while I'm here.
Yeah. Well, the good news is the bars seem to have swallowed it all. Doesn't look like you've hit anything. Okay, what we want to try and do is just get your right-hand wheel onto this bit. Glenno's in a really precarious situation here. We're winching to the side that the truck's lifting from. Hopefully that'll hold him down a little bit and let him get his wheels in the right place.
You want me to put the front locker in?
Yes, please. That's the way. Here she comes. That's it. Okay, hang on. We'll just pull you straight with the wheels, Glenn. Hold on. We're about 2 seconds off popping a tyre on this side. What do you want to do, Jamie? That'll do. Let's see what happens there, mate. When you're on a slope with ruts as big as this, it's fairly easy to get yourself onto some awkward angles. And sometimes it's hard to see where gravity is really going to take hold. Yeah, you can. I think so. Just do it real gentle, see what happens. Whoa, get back on. But Jamie's gravitational hold is what's saving Glenn here. Not my fault.
That's an extra 120 kilos on the Datsun, keeping it from rolling, mate.
Well, the track's got a lot slipperier. That's what Glenn's dealing with back there. At the moment, if Jamie gets off, Glenn's truck's going to fall over. It's just in the wrong position. So, all hands on deck, and we'll pull it straight with the winch. With a bit of luck. Okay, that worked. About time something did. Give it heaps, mate. Now, Glenno should be able to cruise this next section with his 35s, but what do you know? The track's reputation has come to light and Glenno's GU's got a problem. There's no driving the front driver's side wheel. Well,
I reckon she's playing an axle or a CV.
axle or CV, it looks like. Right here on this big rock.
Where it lost momentum. It was
Yeah.
driving fine, had traction, then
It was going nice.
lost everything.
Yeah. Both Jamie and I saw it, no drive on the right-hand front wheel, and Glenno felt it, of course, so it looks like we've got a mechanical issue. Righto, well I better go to the top of the hill where the Toyota is, right up the top,
I know.
at the top of the hill there, mate. You know, like, the top of the hill. You haven't seen it, have you, actually?
I walked there earlier,
No,
remember?
you didn't, mate, it's miles away. You never got to the top, I tell you.
Okay.
The good thing about Coffs is that you're never too far away from town and the spare parts that you might need. Glenno thinks it's either his axle or a CV, but we won't know until it's stripped down. As it happens, the axle is snapped inside the CV. Glenno's found the problem here. Clean brake. Hey, good old Kev Smith showed up from nowhere with a CV. Somewhere in Coffs Harbour there's a Nissan Patrol on 3 wheels today, but hey, thank you very much. What do you reckon, Glenno? Just slot the whole lot in, hey?
Yeah, I'll grease him up.
Grease him up, in she goes. Glenn's an expert and I can tell you he loves playing with 4-wheel drives. With a little bit of work and a bit of a hand, he's got the GU back together so quick we can hit the road again. Hey, there's Paul's go-kart track over there. He's one of us.
You reckon you get your butt into a go-kart, John?
What was that, has been? Are you challenging me, mate?
Absolutely. Love go-karting.
Oh, is that right? Well, I've never had a go, but I reckon I can thrash you mercilessly. What about you, Jamie? You going to hold the watches or what?
Yeah, I'm all good for it, but I don't think that Glenn would fit in one either. I don't even know how you both get in behind the steering wheels.
Righto then, let's go and see if they got 3 maxi cards. Alright, after I've handed out a thrashing here, I'll take you out for a drubbing on the tracks too.
Get out of my way, Jamie.
Oh, I still can't find the control for the winch. Right, let's get into it, come on.
Go.
Well, we've all been talking this up, so I'd better give it plenty on the way through. Got to keep the guys in line. Oh, gee, there's nothing much more exciting than doing about 200 miles an hour with your bum 2 inches off the ground. Unless it's hanging off a winch cable, that is. But we've been doing that all week. This is so good. Oh, so much talent, so little carts. Watch out the F1, here we come. Bernie Ecclestone, move over. We're going to handle some big time racing here. Right on each other's tails though. Don't know what's going on here. There must be a weight difference somewhere. Or my cart must be just a whole lot less powerful. I should be killing the guys by now. Oh boy! Oh, can you believe it? You know what? I can't believe we all finished at the same time.
Cross the line at the same time. We're out there for half an hour or so.
Cross the line at the same time. You must have caught up because I started first. Tell you what, but we'll have to take it out on the tracks. Let's go, guys. Our plan this afternoon is to finish our adventure at Wahoo Lookout, which gives us some great views of the dividing range. But first we're going to put our vehicles and drive into the test once more on a track that I've had an encounter with about a decade ago. I wonder if it's even still there. Doesn't matter how often I come to Coffs, I seem to find different tracks. I'm pretty sure I've been on this track before, but I don't remember it looking anything like this. Wow, actually this is quite insane. Yep, it's still here all right, and it's snarling right back at me. Get a load of those sharp, rocky teeth. It's really showing its age with a whole lot of ruts too.
Go the green machine.
That's angles that you get on.
I'd love to answer you, mate, but I'm really busy! Mate, I'm having fun, like you wouldn't believe.
Cool, get out of the way and give us a go. I'm keen to get on this one, Jamie.
Yeah, so am I. I can't wait to see what's going on.
I absolutely love Coffs Harbour. It's just a full driver's playground. You'll have an absolute ball.
Ah, Glenn's got all the confidence in the world behind the wheel of the Nissan. Either that or he knows he can get it trailered back to Brisbane.
Oh no, stuck.
How you travelling up there, Glenn?
Mate, I'm just reversing back for another crack at this little park. I'm on the move again, mate.
Come on, mate. It is one tough truck, though. Get a load of that. It's got all the power in the world, lockers both ends. Fantastic.
These tracks are unreal. And mate, this is an absolute curler.
Jamie knows his Land Rovers inside and out. No one can hop a Land Rover up a hill like Jamie, I tell you. Good on you, mate.
Crikey, I know what you mean now. This is brilliant. Oh, I love this stuff. Go the Landy.
Holy dooly, Jamie. Why don't you try putting all four wheels on the ground, mate?
Yeah, definitely has to be the best track I've done yet.
How'd the Landy go? You didn't stop?
Nah.
No folders?
No, mate, no, not
Let's
the
set
Landy.
fire to it now, will we?
The Landy, mate, the Landy.
Set fire to it now, I reckon. This is embarrassing.
I thought you stopped down the bottom.
I did stop at the start.
Yeah.
Oh, did you? Oh, wow.
Oh, good on you.
Hey guys, according to the VMS, Wahoo Lookout should be just up here on the left. Any minute now, Wahoo! It feels really good knowing the trucks held it together on that last climb, but we're not going home just yet because I want to check out one more place in Coffs. Get a load of this, guys. This is going to be good. It's like a scene out of the Roadrunner. Look at the rock poking out there. Gee. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a big view, isn't it? You know what? This is what I love about four-wheel driving, because four-wheel driving is the key to the country we live in. Only with a four-wheel drive can you get to somewhere as special as this. Do you know how lucky we are to live here? Well, you would if you had a four-wheel drive and you got out and saw a whole lot of it, because it's just the most glorious place on earth. Wow, well excuse me, I've got to go back and do a little bit of private worship here. This is too good. My advice to you is to get out here if you can and check Coffs out for yourselves. Bring your partner, bring your kids, bring your mates. There's something for everyone out here. But don't do it before you've read my article in the magazine. Trust me, you'll want to know a bit more of this.
When you're ready, mate.
Come on, let's all what you know. Where
Where are we?
Yeah, where are we? We're in Coffs Harbour. Coffs Harbour. We're in the middle of the boat.
Mate? Who's that guy? Has anyone seen that dude before?
Bush. Bush.
Okay. Hey!
How good was that, eh?
Oh, fantastic.
Hey?
Good stuff.
It is, isn't it? Look, Coffs Harbour. Coffs Harbour is where the wood choppers hang out. Let's start again. Sorry, guys.
Oh!
There you go. So look, that's Graham.
And then...
There we go, Glenn. Get in the camera, Glenn.
When you're ready, mate.
Would you like me to lively slip in through the window, Gav, or...? See how the camera crew always hangs out in the maximum carnage spots? Hello! Here they are! Yeah.
There's Cahills everywhere around here.
Oh, there's the phone. Have to ring you back. I'm halfway up a hill. All of our country. There's nothing I love better than getting in Milo and driving off into the vast peace and quiet that you only get when you're right out in the bush. And the best thing is, it's just down the end of your street too. So come on, This is where you'll feel the true heartbeat of Australia. Come out here and have a look.